Hi, it's Roger here with another episode of Entrepreneur TV, this time from South Africa, Johannesburg. Can everyone play a big cheer? Okay, all right. And this is the first time we've actually done this when we've got a group of changemakers on the stage. Do you guys want to have a bit of a wave? All right, so, so we have got 4 people I want to introduce you to. And I tell you what, because each one of the people on stage have actually we just had a Q&A, and everyone who's here has just been sharing a bit of their story. What we haven't got into really is how each of them have used Wealth Dynamics, because each of you have used Wealth Dynamics in a particular way within your business. So I'm going to introduce each of them one by one and give them a chance to just share whatever they'd like to share about what distinctions they've got using Wealth Dynamics in their own business and in their own identity as they've grown. First person we're coming over to is going to be Brian Walsh. So Brian actually runs the Real Success Club. He runs what was entrepreneurs.co.za. He actually is also instrumental in actually bringing us here to South Africa. So, Brian, you want to just kind of share how you got involved in Wealth Dynamics and how you've used it in your business?
Yeah, I think I'm fortunate to have known you for a while, Roger. So I learned about Wealth Dynamics.
It's been
I kind of 7, 8 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I've understood Wealth Dynamics for a long time and been working with entrepreneurs for most of my lives, or most of all of my lives. I got the camera in front of me, which is weird. And I don't know if I should hold the microphone or talk to that. But basically, I find that Wealth Dynamics is a powerful tool. Now, I know you, and I'm sure you've had this challenge as well. We teach the concept of the triangle, skip 1, skip 2. And I knew it and I taught it to people, but I never implemented it.
Right.
And I always ended up hiring people that were like myself, like other creators, or people that were not in the sort of right spectrum. The time that my business truly grew, and it grew over 20 times in 1 year, was when I literally followed that simple rule, which was find the supporter. I'm a creator. Find the supporter to support me. Find the accumulator. And we run the business in the methodology of those 3 fundamental profiles as a whole. And I promise you it works. It's so simple, but it works. So anyone that has any doubt, it is the greatest investment you can make is just use Wealth Dynamics. It is really, really powerful.
You actually package it into your success pod as well,
Yeah.
so then that way everyone gets to know how to work with each other as well, right?
Yeah. I don't work with anyone or do anyone or hire anyone or have anyone in my community that I work with indirectly or directly that doesn't actually do Wealth Dynamics. And it's because of what you often teach, which is it's not just about knowing about yourself, but it's really about knowing how to connect with the other person. So I find, it's very forgiving when you realize the other person's a lord and you're a creator or something to that effect, because you change your whole dynamic of how you connect with it.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Can we give Brian a round of applause? Thank you, Brian. Actually, on this video, I'm also going to give links to each of their websites so you can see what they're up to and what they're doing. This is Janice Scheckter. Janice has a company called Indigo Media. What is really awesome, one of the things you shared, is that how you're creating collaborative communities, even for like the EU in South Africa, for Johannesburg, the city council, these different groups, like where you've got the government on board with the whole idea of the sharing economy. And we've known each other for, half a year, like since February?
Since February.
What would you say you've kind of like got as distinctions in how you're using it within your organization?
So I think there are a number of ways. One, I got my team to do Genius U, and everyone was very excited to tell me what they were, and I had some surprises, and the next step is to make sure everyone does Wealth Dynamics profile, the proper profiling. I think that actually the biggest thing, and I've loved the profiling tool for myself because I've done lots of the psychometric testing before when I came out of the corporate world, the MBTIs and the Myers-Briggs so I knew I was a creator. I never thought of myself as such. Sometimes I sit on a call with you, and before the call's over, I'm drawing an idea on a piece of paper, and I stop listening to them. I shouldn't admit this, I know, sorry.
No, it's good. Bring your creative side out, that's good.
But I think for me, the absolute biggest part of it is purpose. For me, it's been about purpose, and I've seen how this business actually serves purpose within communities. I know what real collaboration can do. I related your purpose to Salim Ismail's massive transformational purpose, and it's on our banner at the back, changing the world one community at a time.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Janice, for that. And coming over, can we give Janice a round of applause? Coming over to Scott. Scott, how long have we known each other, Scott?
5 years.
5 years. And Scott has a business which is called Wealth Migrate. So Wealth Migrate is now one of the leading property crowdfunding companies in the world. What would your story be, Scott, with Wealth Dynamics?
For me, it's quite simple, and I'm sure that most people in the room will be very similar to me. When you did your learner's license, it didn't mean you could drive. And my point is, I came and I sat in a room just like this, and I listened, and I thought I got it 100%, and 5 years later, I realized that I hadn't actually implemented it. So for me, I've already said the one thing you said to me, get my supporter, that's fundamentally changed us. We came in to Bali in November, I came back in December. My entire team had basically a mutiny because they were like, oh, just another coach, another mentor. You know, and I think people in South Africa are so over overseas coaches coming in and raping us. And in simple terms, I had Sandra persuaded me to stay, and it's been phenomenal. I mean, the last 12 months, we had Talent Dynamics come in January for our 6-day session. We've got every single part of the ecosystem, or whatever the word is, but every single person, we've got at every position now. And yeah, look, we're a high growth business, lots of stress, but the point being is that people are in their flow. And the last thing I would say is that when I was with you on Necker Island with Richard Branson, which, thank you, was awesome. For me personally, I realized in April that if I'm going to be a leader, I've got to grow up and stand up and make difficult decisions. And I didn't want to kind of step on people's toes and hurt their feelings, but I realized that different people were in the wrong position. And in May, I changed 3 people, and we've had more results in 3 months than we've had in 3 years.
Awesome, very cool. Can we give Scott a round of applause? Thank you, Scott. And this is kind of an interesting one, because like Michelle here, who is head of all our partnerships at Entrepreneurs Institute and also co-founder of Talent Dynamics, it's kind of interesting because we teach this all the time, but then also it happens in the business. So do you want to just share how, you know, using Talent Dynamics and Wealth Dynamics, we've used that within our own team?
Yeah, I mean, I first did the profile test 9 years ago and found out it was a supporter profile. And my background is in corporate, so like Janice, I was very familiar with MBTI and DISC and FIRO-B and Insights and all those different profile tools. And yet when I took the Wealth Dynamics profile test, everything in my business and life shifted. So within 3 months, I'd doubled turnover. Within 12 months, I tripled it and decided that I wanted to come and work with you. So I'd set that as like a vision and a goal and made that happen really quickly. And what's been incredible is over this journey of working with you and coming to the events and being part of the trainings is the way that we have the entire ecosystem of Wealth Dynamics and Talent Dynamics in our team. So not just from profiling people, but you know, I'm building a team right now in the partnerships area, making sure I'm putting people into exactly the right roles, giving them the opportunity to shine, using the wealth spectrum at the same time, getting people to move into roles that are working better for them as quickly as we can, and following all the principles we teach at our trainings like Wealth Dynamics Masters, where we're using the right rhythm and routine to follow as well, and we've got the right timing with everything. So, you know, for me, from 9 years ago, just taking that profile test and having that massive shift in learning and just knowing that this tool is way, way better, than all those other tools out there, which is why I took the shift to be part of this and to have it as part of my life all the time at the moment, actually. Yeah.
Very cool. Can we give Michelle a round of applause as well? Thank you. So we're actually going to make this real. On the comments down below on this video, we're going to give everyone a chance to share your profile or your genius. So all the people that are here in this room are going to have a chance to do that. If you'd like to connect with people in South Africa from around the world, post your own details down below as well, right? So people can find you, and you can also find them. And like quite a number of our speakers here have been talking about ecosystem. Another word for ecosystem at a human scale is community, and this is about how we go about collaborating with each other by really kind of like, you know, working on our strengths and helping others to stay in their flow as well. So with that being said, can we give our changemakers another really big round of applause, please? Thank you, guys. Thank you. And thank you very much for being on our little video cameo. And for everyone here in South Africa, can you finish with a big cheer for everyone around the world who's going to win the World Cup? All right, see you next week.